When I saw all the older kids playing away on their phones, I always wondered what exactly they did on there. The day I figured out they were spending their days cruising on social media, I thought, whoa, what is that? I thought it was amazing, and in some ways, it is pretty cool. I mean, what's not to love about being able to like, comment, and swipe into greatness? Exotic places, new talents being discovered, funny videos that make your days, and so much more is visible on social media. On top of that, the possibility of meeting new people is on the horizon. But when something is this good, the question in the air is there even a bad side? On the side we see, it's amazing and we love it. But when we flip the coin, a whole other road is shut. This world sounds ominous, and indeed it is. But what is this dark side, and how dark is it? This leads me to my primary concern. People have no idea how harmful social media is, and nobody knows this except for the CEOs and designers of these big social media platforms. First, let's talk about what problems occur on social media platforms such as digital drama and child predators. Secondly, we will talk about how suicides and social media are interrelated and the harsh statistics behind it. Thirdly, we will get an insight on why we are so addicted to social media, the science and psychological truths revealed, along with the effects. Finally, we will find a solution to this and give social media a farewell. Let's first investigate what problems occur on social media platforms that we didn't know about and they haven't been addressed. The dark side of social media needs to be discussed about more, but the question is, what exactly makes social media so dark? Digital drama, along with privacy invasions and issues, are just a few problems that occur on the social media platform itself. Digital drama occurs when an influencer portrays themselves in a more desirable manner rather than an authentic fashion. This causes identity crises along with upwards of comparisons to spurious images of a person. Along with digital drama, inside the platform lurk child predators who children or teens are unable to identify. There are 799,041 registered offenders in the United States. Many of these predators range from the age of 18 to 55 and mostly target people in the age of 11 to 15. Of course, many predators would target younger people since they are naive to this cruel world, and these predators are fully aware of it. Social media, in a sense, isn't doing enough to stop these predators, and in my opinion, is trying to hide the fact that people are impacted by this. You don't believe me? Well, Facebook failed to catch hundreds of cases of child exploitation on its platform over the past 6 years, a study published 7 months ago found. This site was used as a medium to sexually exploit children in at least 366 cases between January 2013 and December 2019. However, only 9% of those cases were alerted to authorities by Facebook, and authorities still continue to investigate without Facebook nagging them. The data shows that Facebook is not doing as much as it should to address this very serious problem affecting many lives in this country, TPP Executive Director Daniel Satev says. This further proves that they don't want you to look behind the curtain and suddenly abandon them. They need users. Now, let's take a look at how suicide and social media relate in ways and the chilling facts. More unfaithful occurrences with the flip side of social media include suicides and murders broadcasted via live on any social media platform. Suicides have also occurred due to cyberbullying from other peers. An analysis done by the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention found that the suicide rate among teenage girls who are 15 to 19 years old hit a 40-year high in 2015. A psychologist named Jean Twenge outlined a dramatic change in social interactions and the mental health of today's teens, whom she calls, quote, iGen. She wrote that it's not an exaggeration to describe iGen as being on the brink of the worst mental health crisis in decades. Much of this deterioration can be traced to their phones. It's pretty unclear how large of a role social media plays with suicides, but a study published a year ago tied social media usage with increased anxiety in young adults. Anxiety increasing in people shows that social media use does have a long-lasting impact, crushing people's souls. Now let's take a look at why we are so addicted to social media. But before we move on to the third point, it needs to be addressed that the growing usage of social media grows every day, and the number of hours people spend on it is also pretty high, which is 6.5 hours per day. The stats backing up this claim are that approximately 95% of all Americans who are 12 to 17 years old are always online, and every 3 out of 4 teens access the internet through their cell phones, tablets, or any other mobile devices. This could be the reason why so many people have access to social media and then end up getting, well, addicted to it. Now we are going to move on to the third point. On top of all of these traumatic cons with social media, it is harmful mentally to anyone who uses it. Of course, it makes the user feel more down mentally, but it also makes the user's mind addicted to it. Psychologists estimate that 5 to 10% of the US population fit under the category of social media addiction. Social media addiction is a behavioral addiction characterized by being overly concerned with social media and putting so much time and effort towards it while impairing other important areas in one's life. Social media addiction looks just like any other addictive disorder, with people experiencing mood swings, withdrawal symptoms, relapse, meaning the user falls back into the addictive pattern, and so much more. The fact that social media takes us so away from our lives makes it even more dangerous, causing us to lose the ability to even socialize with others. People will soon start to feel isolated from the rest of the world, and even start to believe that the world is in fact the screen. The phenomenon behind social media addiction can largely be contributed by the dopamine-inducing social environments that social networking sites provide. Social media platforms such as Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram produce the same amount of neural circuitry as gambling and recreational drugs in order to keep users, in other words us, using their products as much as possible. Studies have shown that the constant stream of retweets, likes, comments, and shares affect the brain's reward area to trigger the same kind of chemical reaction as other drugs, such as cocaine. Many neuroscientists compare social media interactions to a syringe of dopamine just being straight injected into the user's system. Addiction is a serious problem, and we never knew that they secretly installed it into our screens. Finally, let's go over a possible solution or two. There are indeed a couple of ways to stop getting addicted to social media and even eliminate it from your life. Yay! There is a way to escape this prison! Parents setting up a digital curfew and storing the power cords with them, halting children's hunger for staying up all night, are just a few ways to stop any more lives from being impacted. Parents can obviously help you with your addiction, but you could also do it yourself. Going on a social media cleanse and deleting apps will help you prioritize and have lots of time. And setting limits for yourself will also help you prioritize, and you have to stick to those limits So then you won't have the urge to go on your phone and check social media for 5 minutes, which we all know is not going to be just 5 minutes. As we get closer to concluding this insightful talk, let's go over what we talked about. First, we talked about what problems occur on social media itself, such as digital drama and predatory privacy issues. Secondly, we talked about how suicides and social media are interrelated. Then we discussed on why we are so addicted to social media. And finally, solutions were discussed on how to push social media away from yourself. As a society, we are under the impression that when we talk about suicidality, we are somehow promoting it. Rustin, a filmmaker, says, "Kids are going to get the information they want through YouTube or online. We need to be more proactive." Even though this message is directed at parents, it's also pointing in the direction of you. Her words leave a powerful message that we all need to follow in order for the dark side of social media to stop harming us. One thing for you to remember is that one click, just one click on your phone, shutting it off could save you a lifetime. Thank you.